From Valencia, we come back home to Nairobi, where FC Leopards got a sweet-savored win over their traditional enemies, Gor Mahia, in the 98th installment of the Mashemeji derby played at the Nyayo National Stadium. One goal made the difference. Take a look at how Ingwe got one over Kogalo.
Kinyanjui anaipana Tyson dhidi ya kakake, pasi imepita. Kinyanjui anaimimina nani, imefanywa blocking. Ya pili haijenga nani, Tyson! Julius Maseko! This is the Ingwe brother! Hii ni Ingwe Freda Mbani! Ingwe asali na maziwa! Asali na maziwa milele! Wanatangulia na Ingwe! Mchezo mzuri, matokeo mazuri mpaka sasa! Julius Masama! Goli lake la kwanza katika derby yake ya kwanza Mashemeji! Vita vikali vimeanzisha Ingwe, vita ambavyo na vimudu. Masama tuiliwa bure hapa, wakati wanababatiza na alilishuka katika mguu wake. Tyson alifanyia punching, lakini Masama alikuwa on time. Kasi yake ilimzidi Paulo Chioga. Goli lake la kwanza katika derby ya Mashemeji. Julius Masama anawapa furaha wana Ingwe, anawapa raha Ingwe Yola. Chui ametoa kucha zake, kucha zinazopita katika ngozi iliyokuwa imekauka.
And there goes the highlights. The Ingwe nation are over the moon. My director is literally shouting on my ears because she's a leopard. Steve, I put you on the spot. Lindsay said Kogalo cannot be beaten by Ingwe. It's been long, but the claws were sharper this time around.
And the match, Ingwe really dominated the match. And probably, I believe, Coach...
And of course, Steve just hold that thought. Sorry for interruption. We have the up sound there of Coach Fred Ambani. Let's hear his insights after that huge win over Kogalo.
Na Mungu amesaidia ushindi, nashukuru sana.
Well, the opponent were aggressive than us. They won majority of the second balls. They were determined. There was, you can see, an urgency of the way they played. And this is what we told our guys. Games like that comes with a lot of commitment, and we were not too committed enough, to play. We didn't fight enough to win this game.
That's Fred Ambani, Ingwe coach, and Akono, the man at Gor Mahia's back room, I'll call it, or technical bench. Steve, take it away.
98th derby, the last time FC Leopards won a league, 1998. Probably, I don't know if it's a message that is being sent out. Coach Fred Ambani boasts there. He has not been beaten by Gor Mahia. He has just drawn, beaten Gor Mahia. So, will he pick it and probably steer FC Leopards to the trophy? The last time the trophy was won was in 1998, when he was still a player.
To give it context, in 1998, Ziti Jimoi was in playgroup. So that shows you how long the drought has gone.
It has. So I think Coach Fred Ambani really ensured that experience led the team, and you also those experienced players on the pitch. They put Gor Mahia really on an overdrive, and the coach, Gor Mahia coach, you clearly see that saying that these boys came with that hunger to win. And probably the goals would have been more because FC Leopards really dominated the game. And it's the best results probably FC Leopards has given its fans, because over the years, for the last 2-3 seasons, I think FC Leopards fans have really been coming out in their numbers to support their team. They have not been getting such results for the last so many years. I think the last time FC Leopards beat Gor Mahia was in 2021, I think. It's really been long. Before that, FC Leopards have really been wateja wa Gor Mahia vile Zita has really put it.
Actually, the last
So I think the formation and tactical approach of Coach Fred Ambani really played it all. And probably, unlike Coach Maresca, Ambani should stick to this team that has really given him
results against God.
A very, very crucial result. It's not just an easy result. In fact, FC Leopards, in my view, can now pack and relax, because these results, they'll brag for many, many, many days to come, because the second leg probably Gor Mahia might want to turn the tables, but as it is, FC Leopards go into Christmas with the bragging rights.
Ziti, you have the bragging rights as an Ingwe diehard, but the question I posed to you, even before this win, there was some simmering tension between the faithful and, of course, the club executive. Oh. And you talked to as much. I don't know if that will change now that Fred has gotten this victory.
You know, FC Leopards, and talk about Gor Mahia, all of them, they are community teams, and fans are allowed to have the view and talk about it. Even after you guys were beaten by FC Leopards, I've seen a lot of views on social media saying that the coach needs to go or change his tactics, because after being beaten by APS Bomet for 4-0, and then now you're being beaten by FC Leopards. The last time FC Leopards I think defeated Gor Mahia was in 2023 in May. So that is like 2 years back. So I think it's normal to get all this pressure from the fans, so that because fans want results, they don't want to know what is going on, what is the coach doing, they don't understand what is happening behind the scene, even with the team. But the only thing they want is the results. You've seen what the coach, even I saw the Gor Mahia chairman saying that FC Leopard outplayed them in every position, every position. That's why they got the goal. And you can, if you're watching the game, you can see how aggressive the second ball from and Gor Mahia fan was an FC Leopards ball. So there was a lot of they came to win this game. As much as the Gor Mahia, they're the ones who were at home, but FC Leopards walikuja kuwini game. So and then that one gives even the players a morale. And looking at how the table is standing, of course, the FC, it's around number 5. But again, looking at the points they have 17 points, which with the two games at hand, because most of the teams have played 12 matches. And then looking at Gor Mahia, that is now Police have 20 points, so it's like 3 points to the top of the table.
And of course, Wakili here, Police shot to the apex of the log. But today we are not discussing Police. We are discussing big teams. Gor Mahia losing this, 2 defeats back to back. Where does this leave Coach Akono? Is he safe?
I do not think he's any safe. With Gor Mahia and FC Leopards, the pressure that is there, I do not think he's any safe, because, you know, once they lost to AP Bomet, some people were dismissively saying that was a fluke by APS Bomet. And maybe somebody may have thought it was not an organic result. However, when they now lost to... They lost to Ingwe yesterday. It exposed one thing, and I really regret how comes my beloved Kenya Police lost to Gor Mahia. I don't know, I don't understand. Because FC, you know, for context purposes, FC dominated the first half. The second half, FC Leopards sat back and frustrated Gor Mahia. You could read frustration from the body language, from the communication aspects. You could, there was lack of creativity. So, Gor Mahia were doing the same thing, expecting the same result for the entire 45 minutes. FC sat back, Gor Mahia were lobbing the balls, expecting some miracles. I don't know if they were expecting any miracles to happen on the airborne. There was zero creativity, zero build-up, nothing which could transform into a last into an option of scoring, and therefore the strikers were deprived of the surplus. Gor Mahia has a very wide depth. They've got very, very good players. But if, as a coach, you do not know how to use your tools of trade, and you know, in football it's so unfair. Players might sometimes not perform, but we do not go for the players.
You go for the coach.
We always go to
the
coach.
You see, sum it up in a minute. He's talked of the tools at the disposal of Akono and a lot of depth, players of pedigree, but we're not seeing them playing to their optimum strength. How does Coach Akono proceed from here?
I would want to advise Coach Akono from Ghana that I have covered this game for a long time, and there's something I know about Gor Mahia and the AFC Leopards. That it reaches a time where when fans start saying that they're not getting the value they deserve from you, one day you're called to a corner after a match and you're told to explain to the fans what happens. I've seen that several times in a couple of matches. I remember one time there was a match, AFC Leopards was playing at the Mbaraki Stadium, and the then coach, I think the then captain was Robinson Kamura, and I remember him being caged and was told by the fans, hundreds of them, tell us what is happening, tell us. At that time, you have no option. I don't wish that it gets to that route, but yesterday I had the tone of the fans, I had the response. They're not happy. I don't think this is going to be sustainable. If you lose to APS Bomet 4-1, you lose to AFC Leopards 1-0, and then if you lose another one, I don't think there's going to be that patience. Although I had yesterday the freshly minted senior counsel, Ador, talking about, saying that we cannot be talking about coaches, firing coaches after just one loss. But I know he also responds to the fans in one way or the other. So he may say that before the camera, but I know he's going to tell Akonor that, you are still there, but these people are not going to be very patient with you going forward. But let me also maybe mention something about to what you asked Zita about Fred. You see, Fred has just won the most important match he could win during a period like this, when some people were starting to question his credibility, credentials, and that one is going to really matter a lot in the decisions that are going to come. Because if you win this derby, it is one of the major. If you don't win the title, win the derby. That is one of the things. But of course, I know people are eyeing the title. It's going to be very interesting going forward. I had Wakili Munyendo mention about results being organic or being GMO.
So is this organic?
I think this was organic.
This was organic, says here. And of course, lots of heated comments. And one, Festus Lango, that's one of the reporters within the RMS Sports Center stable, says, in 1998, I was in Standard 2 at Ngorika Primary, somewhere in Nyandarua. Indeed, it's been long since the Ingwe Claude Koga.
There's something that Ambani said.
He was the top scorer in 19.
Something that Ambani said. He said that winning the derby in
followed by his brother
in Tanzania, they went up to winning the league. So let's hope it's happening.
Let's see how it goes.
Yes.
And now on to our top story.